AgweekTV weather is brought to you by Kaler Farms.
As we approach the middle of summer, it's again time to sort of take stock of what's going on across the agricultural regions of the country. July is here. Midsummer heat is upon us. What is it looking like? What about thunderstorm activity? It tends to get a little more sporadic the second half of summer. What are the models? What are the overall world temperature and sea level, sea surface anomalies suggesting to us? And what about this evaporation problem that I've been talking about all summer, where the problem in the second half of summer when things are a little dry, that evaporation can overwhelm rainfall and end up with a net drying effect. Well, let's take a look at what's going on. First of all, our U.S. drought monitor continues to show a lot of areas of yellow, but we're not in any type of an agricultural region drought, except of course for California, which continues to be excessively dry. There is one little area that is clearly into severe drought around the Black Hills and west. That's more of a forest fire issue. The rest of these yellow and occasional brown stains are either where the drought monitor is indicating dry or moderately dry. Nowhere are we getting into the severe or extreme except down around the southeast around Atlanta, Georgia. But add to this the fact that the areas of the Corn Belt and the northern plains that have had heavy rain, and this is an overgeneralized map, but you get the idea. Parts of southern Manitoba, a little strip here in eastern North Dakota, parts of Wisconsin, parts of northern Iowa back to Nebraska. But a lot of the Corn Belt, a lot of the northern plains has had average to below average rain. And factor into that the fact that the overall drought monitor, which is a long-term moisture situation, is a bit dry, and things are a bit dry. So the forecast. I do anticipate this week an area of stormy weather through the Corn Belt. I don't expect much precip over the Rockies, but that's more of a Rocky Mountain thing. In the Corn Belt, looks like this week of July 4th, there will be some fairly persistent stormy conditions. Doesn't mean this whole area is going to get soaked. But the southern Corn Belt back through parts of southern and western Iowa have the best chances of heavy rains. There will be scattered areas of rainfall elsewhere. At the same time, temperatures, well, it's going to be on the warm side of average. A lot of 90s, the occasional 100 down south. A lot of 80s, the occasional 90s. So just on the warm side of average. The second week now, getting us into mid-July, I think that stormy weather will shift up into the Great Lakes. The rest of the Corn Belt, northern plains, there will be some areas of heavy rainfall, but you can't really predict that 2 weeks out. And it also looks like that second week will be fairly warm again. So a little on the high side of average temperatures. So it will be a little drier than average, a little bit warmer than average. And again, that combination as we go through the second half of summer of rainfall versus evaporation doesn't look good.